If you were thinking of giving up some food or fasting because of religious devotion, then you have my full support. And in fact, when people do give up food, like for Lent or they're fasting, as is Ramadan right now, then they are much more likely to be successful when they are motivated by their religion. It's a very powerful motivating factor. If, on the other hand, you are looking to give up some food because you're trying to get rid of food that you don't like having in your diet, or maybe you think there's food that's ruining your chances of weight loss or interrupting your healthy eating, if you're trying to get rid of food for that reason and give up a specific food item like chocolate or crisps, then you may like to listen to this before you make your decision about giving up the food. And the reason for this is because very often the eating patterns that you don't like in yourself are not actually about the food. They're actually about what other things are going on in your life right now. And we know this because there's two things that happen when we remove food from our diets. Now, the one thing is we become very, very hypersensitive to the cues around us. We've told our brain this message: we're giving up this food, we don't want it anymore, but please look out for it in case it accidentally slips into our diet somehow. So it means we're really, really super sensitive to looking for that food in the environment around us. It makes cravings stronger, it makes thoughts about the food stronger, and altogether makes it a lot harder for ourselves. So that's the first thing that happens. But the second thing that happens is quite interesting, why I say, giving up the food, it's not just about the food. The second thing that happens is we haven't actually addressed the core issue. We're still going to be experiencing the emotions, the stresses, the situations. We're still going to be exposed to the environment, all those things that cue that eating that we don't like in ourselves. And what happens is we're probably going to substitute that banned food for something else. We're probably going to experience stress and substitute it. Maybe we're going to substitute it and have some Greek yogurt. Maybe we're going to have some nuts. Maybe we're going to have some dried fruit. Maybe we're going to have some cereals. All these things are fine in moderation and when we feel in control. But the point is, if you're eating it and you're not hungry and you're eating it in response to an emotion, then removing that banned food that you're really struggling to remove is not solving the problem, because you're possibly consuming all the things you already think of as being bad, as fats and sugars and carbs. And what can happen is you can actually end up consuming more calories and more food than you did before you gave that thing up anyway. I had one client who came to me after trying to give up bread and chocolate and succeeding to give it up for the entire period of Lent and ending up putting weight on, thinking that she's broken and not understanding how this has happened. But she'd substituted with dried fruit and what she considered to be healthy crackers, and she'd put weight on when she expected to lose it. So you're probably thinking, what can I do instead? And the answer is really to do a bit of thinking. Why do you turn to food? At what point in the day does it happen? At what point in your week? At what point in your life? And think about what's going on for you right then. Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling lonely? Is there a lot going on? Are you overstimulated? Think about what you can do for yourself. What's one thing you can put in rather than take something out? It might be a glass of water, it might be a break, it might be having a conversation with a real person in real life. That might be the thing that you need. And if you need some help with that thinking, then you don't have to do it alone. Maybe we should have a chat.